Hey guys, Jeff here with Minicast episode 4. So in this episode I'm going to talk a little bit, heat it down, talk a little bit about time management within the hobby and getting the most out of your hobby time. And then at the end I'm going to touch a little bit on something that Big Mac Dan Skull talked about in April in his 30k series, the YouTube hobby balance. So this topic sort of came around to me because I've been thinking about sort of being more efficient with my hobby and stuff lately. Because I started a new job a couple of weeks ago, and now that I've sort of settled into my new routine, I don't have as much time for the hobby as I used to. So I kind of want to make the most out of what time I do dedicate to the hobby. So if I decide that one day I'm going to spend an hour doing hobby stuff, I don't want to spend 15 minutes to half an hour getting stuff ready. I want to be able to just grab stuff and start painting so I can get the most painted I can in that time. So two of the, techniques that I've adopted and I use for this is, firstly, I have miniatures just easy to grab. So something I used to do a lot and what sort of used to take a bit of time is because I don't have a permanent hobby setup, and this is still something you can do if you have a permanent hobby setup. But because I don't have a permanent hobby setup, I have to, I paint on my kitchen table. I take stuff out and I paint it. I used to spend a lot of time, rummaging through my cases and stuff, looking for what I felt like painting. Sometimes I knew I was going to paint, so it would take me 2 minutes. I just had to find it. Other times I'd be like, I don't really know what I want to paint, but I feel like painting, so I just look through until I found something. It might take me 5 minutes, it might take me 10 minutes. And then I'd have to find the paints out. So what I've decided to do recently, and what's working well for me, is I have a handful of things that I'm really interested in painting. So what I've done is I go, okay, so I really feel like painting, let's say, my Armored Warrior Goblins. And I really want to paint some Flames of War stuff, and I really want to paint some 6mm stuff. So I grab a little bit of each of them. So I've got my Armored Warrior Goblins on my desk, I've got some 6mm stuff on my desk, and I've got some Flames of War stuff on my desk, just sitting there, easy for me to just pick up and take out and start painting. I also have, the main colors I use, colors that are used on most miniatures, or quite really regularly, things like brown, black, and that sort of thing. So I have them readily available, and I have more specific paints put away but organized into organized a little bit, so I can go in and go, alright, I need blue, red, and green, and I can just grab them out of their thing, out of their box, rather than going, oh, I need all these, and having to rummage through a bunch of different boxes. They're all in the one area. So it's pretty the painting is sort of pretty standard. You have what you paint in one area, but having a few paints that you use all the time just straight on your desk, I find is really helpful, because I can go, alright, I'm going to paint goblins. I can grab my goblins, I can grab the browns and stuff that I always use on most miniatures, and then I just grab a couple of colors out of the box and I'm good to go. Just saves a little bit of time for me. The other thing that I do is I sort of paint in batches. I've never really been a big batch painter. I've never been I'm going to sit down with 20 figures and just paint them all. Or sit down with 20 figures and do all the browns and all the greens. Or I tend, for me, I don't stay as motivated doing that. I like to paint fewer miniatures and paint more of them, and not more of them in terms of more miniatures, but do more painting on them. So instead of just painting all the browns, go through and paint all the base colors, maybe give them a wash, and then I can just come back the next day to do highlights, or if I have time, do some highlights at the same time once the wash dries. So what I've done, and this number will vary for people depending on how much time you can dedicate to the hobby, also how quick you are at painting, but for me, something that works really well is I have numbers that I use. So for 28mm, if it's a character model or a monster, I just have a single figure on my desk. If it's basic troops and stuff, then I'll have 4 for 28mm, because 4 just is the number that in about an hour to 2 hours I can take in an hour I can normally take 4 figures from nothing to base coats. Sometimes depending on the detail I can also do washes. In 2 hours I can usually take 4 figures, especially the basic troops, from primed to completed, with just a couple of highlights. For 15mm I have 8 figures, and for 6mm I have a full base. So with like my Goth infantry, that's 24 figures, because I do 6 strips per base. With my 6mm cavalry, it's like, I think it's 4 bases, which would be about 12 figures. And for like generals and stuff, it's just however many figures. I'll just, for instance, my mounted general is 4 figures on the base, and the captains are 3 figures on the base. So I just did them as like individual projects. And for me, that just helps keep on top of things. I have steady progress. It keeps me motivated because things are getting completed. And yeah, like I said, that number will be different for everyone. Some people will want to sit down with, 20 figures, 30 figures or more, and just do a single color, 2 colors, and that's the best way for them. But if you're someone that's like me and likes to see miniatures get completed, then I recommend just sort of sitting down. The best way to do it is to sit down, say, give yourself an hour and just maybe pick up 4 figures and paint them, and see how long it takes you to paint them. See if you can paint them in an hour, because maybe you're a bit slower painting than me and you'll only get 2 figures done then, or maybe you're a lot quicker than me and you'll get 8 figures done in that time. I consider myself to be a pretty slow painter, so I think 4 figures is a pretty good amount to get done in an hour. And for me, especially when it comes to Lord of the Rings, which is not really 28mm, it's a little bit smaller, but units are usually about 12 figures, so I can paint a unit in 3 sort of sessions, or I can paint 1 character, or in the case of the Hobbits, I painted all of them. And so I get like quite good progress there. When it comes to something like Age of Sigmar, where my units tend to be a little bit bigger, I still do them across multiple. I can do sort of like 20 swordsmen for the Empire in like 4 or 5 sessions. Sometimes when it's a big unit, I'll paint 5 or 6 instead of 4. But generally 4 is the number I use because it's how much I can paint in an hour to 2 hours. Yeah, like I said, that number will be different for everyone. Yeah, finally, just to touch real briefly on the YouTube hobby balance, and I thought that I'd touch on this because quite a lot of people that do watch my channel are also content creators, and they might find this interesting, and people that aren't content creators might just find it interesting so to know a little bit more about my process. But there could also be some things that people might find useful into sort of merging their own systems of how they run things for their channels. But yeah, so for me, I have a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet, which has every video idea I've currently got, every video I've currently uploaded, and every video that is like being worked on. So if it's something that requires like a script to be written, then there's a script written stage, then there's a film stage, and there's an edited stage, and there's an uploaded stage. And I've color coded it all because color coding for me is fun for some reason. I really like color coding everything when I make a spreadsheet. But yeah, it just has a lot of general information for me in one area. So like if I'm sort of, for instance, so my channel, the way my channel works, and whoops, didn't mean to bump the desk. This is different for everyone's channel again. Some people do purely project logs, so for their content to come out, they have to have painted something to make, so they need to spend time in the hobby to spend time in their channel, or on their channel. Other people like me, I do discussion videos as like this sort of video, and as well as project logs, but I also do some tutorials and some battle reports and stuff. And so some of my content requires me to be doing stuff in the hobby and spending time in the hobby. Other content like this, I don't really have to have painted anything or done anything hobby related to do this sort of video. So for me, what the spreadsheet does is I can sit down, I can go, okay, what have I worked on over the past week or 2 weeks or whatever. I finished this and this. Then I can go, okay, well, what videos do I have? What ideas for videos do I have here? So if I haven't finished anything, so if I have finished something, I'll just do a project log or a showcase or something like that. But if I haven't done much painting, I can look at it and go, okay, so what could I do this week? I might look for and go, oh, there's a few project logs I've noted down there. There's a few video ideas I've noted down. And I can look at what I've currently got, work in progresses and stuff like that, and go, oh, well, these are nearly finished. If I finish them off, then I can do a project log. Or I can go, oh, this video doesn't really require me to paint anything more because it's a discussion video, so I can sit down and film that one this week and upload that one this week. And for me, that just kind of helps me keep on top of things, helps me divide my time between the hobby and YouTube, which is, for me, is also part of the hobby, but it helps me just keep on top of it all and keep regular content up. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for this one. I think I've covered everything I want to cover. If not, then oh well. But yeah, as always, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye for now.